And I will go on now to the third question, which is the question how to deal with RMB Euro exchange rates. Shawn told me that some of you asked, yeah, what should I do when one currency is changing, or that the exchange rate of the currencies I am using is changing? How can I avoid these effects, the negative effects for myself? Actually, it's a funny question that because Shawn told me you were concerned that the euro is depreciating or less worth more and more because of, there's the ongoing things in Europe. We have the Ukraine war, and we have the inflation coming with that, which makes the euro a little bit weaker as a currency in the world. But it's a funny question that it is coming from China, why or how to deal with the depreciating euro. But yeah, I can obviously, of course, understand when you are not, or when you are, selling on Amazon in Europe yourself, you're not a manufacturer or something, but you're selling yourself. Of course, you get the money from the customers in euro, and that is obviously a problem if the euro is weaker because the purchasing is more expensive then. Yeah, that's the same problem we are facing also when we are dealing with our suppliers. It's the same thing. What I can tell you, that's I'm not God. I'm not making the rules. That's world financial system. It's not too much to do about it, to be honest. If you are a large seller with large turnovers, let's say you sell large products and you have millions and millions of turnovers, I would definitely suggest to work with a bank to fix your exchange rates, because then you have a high exchange rate risk in your company. You can reduce the exchange rate risk by having contracts with there's banks, all of them basically, they offer hedging or they offer to fix the rates on specific time frames. So let's say you want to, you need to reorder a specific amount of products for the next year, and you're afraid that the exchange rate will develop an unfavor for yourself. Then you can go to the bank, you pay them a little fee. It's like a transaction, or a transaction is more like a fee for the doing or taking out the exchange rate risk. That's basically the bank is taking it for you, but of course you need to pay the premium for a bank. And then basically what happens is the bank guarantees you that the fixed rate that you agree on will stay for a specific amount of time for you. So every time you want to exchange your money or a specific amount of money, you can do that to that fixed rate, and then you avoid the exchange rate risk. But of course, that is something, it's just useful for really large orders, for large numbers, because the premium is not too cheap. You have transaction costs, you have initial costs that you need to set up things with the bank. So that is just a general thing I want to give or mention, that there is something you can do to, especially when you grow bigger, to avoid the exchange rate risk. But what can you do in general to improve, to remain your performance on your Amazon shop and not get hurt too much by the changing exchange rates? In general, I can say it is always good to improve performance on Amazon to stay profitable. Well, that is easy to say, but of course it is going into the same direction like before. try to have the conversion rate at its best. Try to do everything the best possible for your shop, that you get the most out of it and stay profitable. Because if there's a exchange rate difference, or the exchange rates change, you basically cannot really do something against it. You can just work against it by improving your performance and earn a little bit more money, gain a little bit more market share, make yourself a little bit more present, to have more money for the reorder. And if you are more present, and if you have a better performance on Amazon, and if you improve, you will be maybe able to give some of the higher prices that you need to pay, or that you need to face, to the customer. So you can increase your price maybe by €1, by 50 cents, whatever, if you are competitive enough to be still attractive for the customer. And how can you be attractive? Of course, your product presentation and your quality need to be good. So we go into the same, like with the last two questions we were talking about. It is improving your listing to get a higher conversion rate. The higher conversion rate leads to a higher ranking, and the higher ranking leads to a higher profit. If you have higher profit, you will not be concerned too much about the exchange rates, I guess. Yeah, it's easy said, but that's the truth, right? It's not. I cannot. I'm not a magician who can influence the exchange rate. None of us can. So we need to go with the market, and we need to get the most out of the market to stay profitable in these ancient times. PPC effort, like I said, normally it's an easy way to improve your performance a little bit by improving your PPC efforts, using AI tools, going into the topic a little bit more deep, get yourself a little bit informed about how PPC management is working, is done properly. Get yourself an expert at your side that can help you to get the most out of your PPC efforts. And this will lead to a little bit more sales, a little bit higher profits, and the higher sales will also support your ranking. And if your ranking goes up, there's like an upward spiral that you will find yourself in. And you get more and more successful on Amazon. If the performance is great, then feel free to adjust your prices, of course. I mean, when you are selling on Amazon in Europe, and there is inflation in Europe, and of course, everybody needs to increase their prices to be able to run their businesses. And that's what all of the sellers will do. And also you can do that. Just increase the prices by the amount you need to increase it to stay profitable, to stay in your balance for your company. But like I said, don't be the fool that has a bad listing, a bad product presentation, or bad quality, and then raises the prices, because then you go into a downward spiral, right? But you want to have a good product, good presentation, and raise the prices then, that the customer still buys your product because you are still the best value that you offer to the customer. And then last but not least, what I can also say about this topic is, inventory management. If you have the ability or the possibility to do a little bit inventory management, maybe you have a warehouse, maybe you have someone, or you have you can store things, or the product is not too large, the product is not too expensive. Maybe you are able to hold back orders or cash, depending, whatever, until the exchange rate is changing in your favor. Of course, you should not go out of stock. And what also is not smart is to build huge stocks, because you don't know what's going on next year. But in general, if you feel that, or if you have information, that's the thing I'm talking about in a second, that the exchange rate is going back into your favor, You are not forced to buy always the same amount of stock. You can buy large amounts and small amounts and see what's happening. You can observe the market and do a little bit inventory management. Yeah, if you know that the exchange rate is going to worsen, you see, okay, there's a lot of political issues, whatever, threats, security issues, whatever, you of course can buy a larger stock just to have it. It will accumulate a little bit of your capital, but it's not a big problem, because I mean, if you sell it in 6 months or in 12 months, it doesn't really matter if you stay liquid. You know, if you have enough liquidity to do that, if you have enough cash to bound your cash into stock, then of course in these ancient times it's always good to have something on stock, because other sellers might have problems, might have a wrong calculation, might be out of stock, and then you are the one who can sell off, and then you can sell off for a premium. You can raise the prices a little bit, and yeah, earn a little bit more money. So ancient times are not always just bad. Ancient times can also be in your favor if you are the one who estimated it correctly. And then, yeah, the last thing I need to say is, like, you need to observe the market, watch the news, get information about future development, talk to experts, get yourself a partner, get yourself some networks where you're exchanging informations, exchanging ideas, and there will always be some tendencies that you can gain from the world or from the people. Where is exchange rates going, right? And then you have a little idea, and then you can try to adjust your strategy. And that is basically also the thing that I would like to, yeah, tell you. Get as much information as possible, not only for exchange rates or future development, whatever, everything, you know. Get information, make sure you're reading newspaper, you get local news, you get news from Europe, whatever, that you stay ahead and you know what's going on in the future in the market, right? I mean, you should know that there's a war in the Ukraine, right? Of course, one day these information will come to you, but it is better if you know it before. But if you know it before, because if you know it before, you can adjust your strategy to that. We see a lot of sellers in Germany actually who use that a little bit. I mean, I'm not ethically judging here, but they're using it and say, okay, every sell we do, we support Ukraine for. We give 50 cents to Ukraine as a donation, right? So they use this actual topic, what everybody is concerned about, to support their sales, and that's business, right? And they also do something good for Ukraine in this case, for example. So if you have this information, you could easily create a listing picture and get this boost for your business too. But if you're not informed, then you will not be able, or you will be very late in establishing it. So yeah, get as much information as possible. Get information when there's changes in the politics. You need to be informed. Yeah, and therefore I would suggest have a clerk at a bank, you know, someone who's working together with you, who is in the market, in the financial market, who can give you some valid information from analysts from their bank about the exchange rates, how they will develop. You can ask experts. Sometimes there's a possibility to ask professors if you're a student or a recent student or whatever. Maybe you know someone who's working for the university. Get some information. Get out there. Take your phone. Be a little bit more, or be a little businessman who's trying to get ahead of the market. Watch the news. And yeah, that's how you can be informed, and that's how you can deal, or better deal, with these uncertainties in the market, like exchange rates. It's just one example. There's a lot of other examples when it comes to uncertainty in the market, but uncertainty is always fight best with information. Okay. Yeah, and last but not least, I know, or I think there is some exchange rate costs if you have the balance payout in a foreign currency. I think it's some percent. I don't know if you do that or not. But what we can suggest you there to avoid a little bit the costs here, go to a German bank. Get yourself a German bank account, and then you can get the money out of Amazon without any exchange rate costs, and you can decide when you want to change it or exchange it to your currency when you need it. And it's a little bit, yeah, you have a little bit more freedom if you use a German bank account or European bank account. I think it's all basically same because same currency. Yeah, so what should I say? Performance at Amazon is, as always, the largest leverage to succeed in ancient times. So if you want to succeed or you want to continue your Amazon business in ancient times, then go and check your performance, go check your quality, go check your listing, go check your translations, and make sure that you stay ahead of the market, get some PPC efforts, and yeah, then in the end, improve your conversion rate by improving your listing, and yeah, stay profitable. Stay profitable, and the more profitable you are, the less the exchange rate will bother you. Yeah, that's basically the third question I am evaluating on today. And yeah, that's all for now. Thank you, Shawn, that I was able to speak here, and I had a lot of fun answering these questions. It was interesting questions, good questions. Yeah, and what can I say for the end? What are you waiting for, right? Go out there, go to the market, go to Amazon, go to Amazon Europe. Amazon Europe is a very, very, very nice market. It is a little bit complicated by setting up all these different markets, but that's what we are there for. We are specialized in providing you the perfect product presentation in all Amazon marketplaces in Europe. That's what we do. We also help you when you have problems in Europe. I know there's regulative problems. I know there's a lot of logistical problems sometimes, tax problems, administrative problems, whatever. You can always feel free to reach out to us, schedule an appointment. We will talk about all of your individual problems, get your individual consulting offer, and it's not a big thing, right? If you have your partner at your side, we've done all of that, right? We have tax numbers in all countries. We have warehouses in different places in Germany that work together with us. We can do a lot of things ourselves, and if we cannot do it ourselves, we will hand you over to the right partner that is specialized in this business field. So feel free to reach out to us to expand your business to Amazon Europe, and you will see Amazon Europe is a great market, and it is actually larger than you think, because if you count all of the European markets together, it is nearly the size of an American Amazon market, right? You just need to be able to bring your product to all of these single European countries. Like I said, the setup is a little bit more complicated, but if you have the right partner at your side, it can be very easy, right? It's just an investment. You go there, and then you have a huge new market where you can sell your products in. Yeah, that's me, Florian Sattig, and you see my business partner Sebastian Stümpfler on the picture. Also there for you is Leo Li. He's a Chinese speaking support on in China. He is there for you if you have any questions, if you don't feel comfortable speaking English. Yeah, that's what I can say and what I can offer to you, and I'm happy to be here the next time to answer more questions about Amazon in Europe, and maybe to get to know one of you guys a little bit more in a personal strategy meeting or individual evaluation meeting, what we can cooperate on. That's it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention.